Hey YouTubers, Steven here. Okay, today I'm going to make a little video series. I could roll this all up into one video, but I figure I'm going to start with one and we're just going to progress along. So today I'm going to show you how to make pizza. We're going to do it step by step. First video, I'm going to show you how to make the dough. The next video, I'll show you how to make the pizza sauce, and then we'll do a video on hand stretching. And then finally we'll make a couple of videos making a couple of different pizzas. So it's about 10:45 in the morning. Time to start getting our prep done because this is going to be supper, and if you've never made pizza at home, it's very time consuming. There's a lot of work to it, but it's very rewarding, you know, to say that you've made your own pizza. And the great thing about pizza is once you have your dough and your pizza, or your pizza sauce, you can make absolutely anything under the sun. So let me move the camera, and while I'm enjoying my coffee, and let's make some pizza dough. So the first thing we're going to do, okay, I've got a bowl of warm water. There's 1 1/3 cups of warm water here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some of our liquid ingredients to this. Number one, we're going to add our sugar, which is 1 tablespoon of sugar. Make sure my measuring is right. And you're probably wondering why we're adding the sugar to this. You'll see here in a minute. So there's our sugar. And the next thing, well, I'm going to add a tablespoon of oil. And that's the key ingredient in pizza dough. If you don't add oil, I've seen lots of recipes online, and that'll actually make your pizza dough very dry. You can use olive oil if you wish. I prefer just to use regular old vegetable oil. And here's the secret ingredient, vanilla. 1 tablespoon of vanilla, almost overpoured. Our vanilla is in there. Alright, I'm just going to give this a little stir, just to stir up the sugar a little bit, just so that it dissolves. Okay, and I'm going to add a 1/2 tablespoon of salt. I don't have a 1/2 tablespoon, so we'll just fashion it this way. There's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon, so we'll just add 1 1/2 teaspoons. And there's 1 teaspoon. Salt. I'm just where I added a little too much, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit and chuck the rest, because definitely don't want too much salt in here. So I'll just give this a little stir around just to mix it up. And we're going to add 1 package of yeast. And the idea is this will get the yeast activated, almost like a yeast starter when you're brewing beer. And we're just going to pour that in there. Done. We're just going to set this aside here, let that yeast get activating, maybe even give it a little stir, just so that it's mixed up a little good. Alright, now get our salt out of the way, get our bowl out here, and the recipe that I'm using calls for 3 3/4 cup of flour. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add our 3 1/2 cups of flour first. One. 2. 3 and a half. And there we go. So now we're just going to give our yeast a few minutes to activate here. I'm going to have another sip of coffee, and we'll come back when we're ready to mix this all up. Alright, our yeast is starting to get a little foamy on the top, so this is good. So we're going to add this to our flour mix. Spoon all the goodness in there. And I'm just going to use a spoon just because it's going to be easier to get this started. And this should be enough for 2 medium-sized pizzas. And as dry as this is getting, it's looking like I'm going to add some water to it. Alright, so that's just about ready for me to start kneading. Just add a little in there. Alright, time to get the hands dirty. Such a rainy, blustery day out there. This is a good project to do in the house. And if you got small children, you know they're going to love kneading up the dough. So basically we just want to knead this up just like a bread dough consistency. You don't want it too dry, but at the same time you don't want it too sticky either. So we'll just gradually add a little bit water as we go. And you can see how it's flaking apart, that it's not all sticking so well, so we'll just add a little more water and we'll continue on. Alright, so we got this just about where we want it. It's a nice sized ball. We just want to kind of round it out a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a knife. Since this is going to make, this is enough for 2, I'm actually going to duplicate this because we're making 4 pizzas tonight. We basically just want to cut this in half, like so. Okay. Now here's the trick. Hopefully I can get this on the camera. We want to roll these in nice balls. So we're just going to take our hands, we're going to bring the dough up, and pinch it together. We're going to rotate it, bring it up, pinch it together. And basically what we want to do is we want to get this to a nice round ball, and we don't want any air in it. So we're just going to keep going round and round. And then once we get, here I'll do it once more, we'll bring it up, together, and pinch, and then up together and pinch. Then once we get our round ball, then we just want to pinch all the way around so that we get all the air out of it. So it's a nice round ball. Your bottom should be smooth, similar to your top. Then, in the pizza business, you use these plastic poly bags. I don't know if Ziploc baggies would work or not, but basically just grab it from the inside like so, pull the bag up over top of it, and then pinch just a couple of inches above and give it a little twist. You don't want to twist it real tight, and you want some room inside the bag, as you can see here, so that when the yeast rises, and then we just fold it underneath. And then as the dough rises, it'll fill the bag. And we'll leave this out for probably about an hour or so. It's pretty warm in here. We want this to warm up. And then once it fills the bag, then we'll put it in the fridge and we'll cool it for later. And I'm just going to do the next one here. Imagine doing this, 100, 150 times every single day, with all the different size doughs. And believe you me, it's probably one of the worst things that anybody has to do in a pizza store is make dough. But it's got to be done. Making pizza dough is just that easy. So I'm going to make another batch and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so our dough's been sitting out now for just about 2 hours. I'll bring the dough a little closer to the camera now. See how it's really filled out the bags? Okay? This is perfect. This is exactly when you want to put it in the fridge because we don't want it to get any bigger than this.